think this could be a star-making game for James Banks or a I told you so, you shouldn't have picked a joy moment for AP Bren.
One more look at the lineup by these two squads. Again, it's dire straits for AP Bren in the series because they are one loss away from conceding the series. A sweep over to the Super Fam, who is looking great. Game 2 is upon us. Into the land of Dawn we go. I've yet to see why the Kagura was rushed here by AP Bren. I want this to make sense, and soon.
Yeah, now it slightly does with the presence of Aluyi, since you have a bit more ways to gain vision and info in terms of what their diversion plays might be later on. But other than that, I feel like we were more used to seeing big AoE mid laners to respond up against these kinds of diversion plays, or even the final slashes that can come in from Kirk.
Yeah.
So that might be the problem. Maybe a bit too reliant on the AOGs?
A little bit. However, what I like about the Kagura pick in this regard is, again, as we saw, the Kagura did give the Harith of Shizo in game number 1 a little bit more difficulty to maneuver it, because you throw the umbrella wherever the Zaman force is, and then suddenly, wait, where am I going to dash? Where am I going to dance around? And does have that built-in Purify that if ever you do get caught out, there's a chance for you to get away, to respond just in case you don't get bursted. You do have a flicker with it as well.
Yeah.
So I'm still holding my opinion on this Kagura pickup. It could come out really good for them, but again, it's such a mechanically demanding lineup that they decided to play.
And both teams seems to be rotating a bit more towards the EXP now. It's not just Onic doing or going for that plan. X-Nova seems to be providing a bit more assistance to Lord JM as well. They absolutely cannot let the same thing happen all over again. And now it might actually be an opening. AP Bren gets first blood, might actually get another one. That's a Phantom Execution coming in from King Kong, but the mid duo are already down. Kirk trying to survive, but it instead becomes a double kill for James Banks.
I'll tell you now, that seemed like AP Bren baited Onic into the engage more than Onic making a mistake. Onic, the coast was clear for all they know, but AP Bren was ready to welcome them with open arms.
Yeah, a great adjustment by AP Bren. That's exactly what we were looking for here. What they needed to get in the early game for that first turtle, they got it. So that's one condition check. Now, because AP Bren were able to do that, it's up to Onic Philippines to try and find the answer. Because now with Aqua hitting level 4, Brusco Super Friends, they weren't level 4 just yet at that moment. Oh, wait.
JM, Phantom Execution. Needs just one hit and he won't get away from that. Gets to use the curtain call though, but King Kong just needed to step out.
Yeah, I feel like we saw that exact same rotation by Onic against Team Liquid last week. I feel like I saw this already with King Kong on the Lancelot. With after the first turtle, once it's open, they go ahead and dive, which last week it was Sanford, now it's Lord JM. Someone put that in a clip for social media to put side by side, and I think it was roughly at around the same time earlier. So still acknowledging the EXP rotation heavy Onic PH that we're seeing, and we see with the Harith versus Bruno, Shizo's having difficulty.
Shizo forced the flicker back. X-Nova to the rescue. Gotta give credit where credit is due. The MDL graduate in X-Nova, former RQ Kaito, is doing well to actually set up these lane-to-lane, coast-to-coast rotations. AP Bren able to keep up a 500, 600 gold lead here 3.5 minutes in.
There's a diversion play too, but Lord JM senses it. Will be instead trying to keep himself safe because there's an upcoming objective as well.
Again, very XP heavy rotations. Renmar, you set this up in the pre-game for game number 2. Onic are still setting it up, and I guess it just is byproduct that the turtle is in the same lane.
Yeah, so put a lot of pressure there. I mean, considering what CEC brings to the table, you do want to pressure it as much as possible. And I think AP Bren are going to be giving up the second turtle of the game. They're going to slow things down, meaning that later on they might have to find a win rotation.
Oh! That's a surprise coming in from Kirk, and it's Kellera who will be taking down Shizu. The EXP and the gold lane do something just to take down the Silent Kid, but they might have to let go of this turtle in exchange.
The silence in the EXP lane should have been a clue, but it wasn't as ringing, as glaring, as loud as that rotation in the turtle. I think AP Bren could have sworn that Onic was going to be there, but wait.
Oh, there's another final slash. The vengeance is in for Lord JM, but that's not going to be able to save him. Super Prince picks up the kill.
Kirk's a monster. 4 games in a row now on point. He just used the final slash at the bottom lane. Keller able to get away just in time from Aqua, and then he was able to join in with the diversion up top, had the final slash again, securing the kill onto Lord JM. The 2 kills we saw around the second turtle spawn, before and after, came from Kirk.
Here we go. Finally, AP Bren able to push that tier 1 down bottom. They're making up for lost time. Yes, they did score the turtle, but Onic PH have been getting big ticket kills on him, mostly in the EXP lane. Looking at these builds so far, King Kong only down about 400, 500 gold. Very respectable. But still, Lord JM, despite what's been happening to him, again, his second death happened about a minute ago, still builds the War Axe first, so he still wants to fight.
Yeah, him acknowledging that he really just needs to get his curtain call up, try to get some damage through the yo-yo blitz, and then you've already done your job as a CC. Let's see what he decides to build into the defense item route. Maybe Athena Shield or Radiant Armor Rush would be good for him at this moment, because you need to survive the burst damage you're going to be getting from that low Yi most likely, who will be poking you down. Even the damage from the high loss once you get spotted out by Onic.
Lord JM is not giving up. He wants to hold down this EXP lane, set up the final turtle take for his squad. Same spot, 3 turtles in a row. AP Bren can go ahead and get this. They still have the gold advantage. Quick rotation down bottom. Again, Onic can just turn this.
He'll just want to get a bit of the turret. HP down, but was close. But so far, it's been AP Bren who's just able to take the objectives. Lord JM, though, gets caught by the final slash, but Xnova in the middle of 5 members gets to land the AOG and allows James Pass to actually secure the retribution. Aqua picks up a kill as well, but Kelra takes down Aqua, and Xnova left all alone. It's a double kill for Kelra.
100% turtle take rate for the Hive, but Onic punish and still win fights. Nobody saw that, Kirk. That's fine. You've been doing a good job. I think it was used to zone to be able to keep up the pressure elsewhere. Salmon Force dropped in by Kelra. Onic just can't convert as quickly, though.
Like with all the things in life, you need balance. If you're going to get hella highlights, give us at least one low light to clown on. But yeah, Kirk has been stellar. He's 0-1 and 5. The rotations of Onic Philippines are sharp around the diversion of the low Yi. And let's look at the CC. Yeah, still at the war. Still going for a BFB. Okay. Already a house gloss for the Bruno. Shizo not that far off in terms of the gold against Kelra. AP Bren are still most definitely in this, but I think they're getting somewhat outplayed by all of the fast rotations that Onic can do in the map. Yeah. That even though AP Bren can dance with Onic when it comes into the team fights, into the skirmishes, they're losing the macro game little by little.
Yeah, I think the final slash is disrupting so much for AP Bren. And speaking of, once again, we are about to see a pickoff coming in from Onic as they take down Lord JM and potentially a turret as well, but there's a flicker from Super Prince keeping him safe, and AP Bren will try to defend this as much as they can. They don't let go of that tier 1 turret.
Onic PH wanted to sledgehammer their way through a fight, even without their minions. They send over Brusco, but no one falls. Down bottom, though, great slow push by James Panks, leaving that siege minion. Onic have to respond. This is such a close game that neither team is clearly the beatdown.
Yeah, we did say that the lineup that AP Bren brought to the table means a lot of legwork is going to come through from James Panks. And it's not just in the team fights, it comes into the macro as well. How much is he pushing the side lanes whenever AP Bren are deciding to commit as 4 towards one side when you don't really see where the other members of Onic are. So all you can do as James Panks is to actually just push out the side lane, see if you can push out get some vision from Onic. Force a response, Kirk again!
There you go again, and the burst damage wouldn't actually make it. Kelra takes the kill. AOG landed by Xnova, and James Panks from behind will actually get to spot Kelra. Currently on his killing spree and also picks up a double. Shizu as well takes a kill for himself. That's 3 members taken down from the Super Fam.
Devastating flank by James Panks. He takes the Super Fam from the back. No one saw him coming.
Xnova with the taunt to set it up, and it was just the perfect timing. I think Onic Philippines are looking at what AP Bren did there and say, hey, that looks kind of familiar. In the mid lane, though, Super Friends doesn't get to diversion away. He gets caught by James Banks under the tower. We said it, we set it up, and James Banks met this challenge head on and said, I will take it. 5-0-3 for the man with a million moves.
Super Prince was cutting that close. He risked it. He played at the knife's edge and got cut. Onic now to defend against his lord. It's marching down bottom. King Kong doing just what you could when you're down this bad against a team like AP Bren who found their footing, split pushing. It's not too late. It's not as bad a situation, but James Banks is snowballing out of control.
Yeah, and it's great to see AP Bren just realizing that they can't be as reactive to all these setups that are done by Kirk, because for the most part it's always been the final slash, but once they were able to find their footing and decide that they too can have a decent response, mainly through that backline or that flank by James Banks, things took a completely different turn.
This is easier said than done, Brig, because maybe, let's say, if Kirk switches over and changes his priorities and tries to take down James Banks, or at least answer to him, then that leaves up a huge resource for the Super Fam. Then what do you do with the final slash? Do you use it to sweep away this buzzing little Leonin?
So many questions for them. See how they're going to answer it. I feel like Onic need to slow down the pace in the regard that they have to save some ultimates for the entry of James Banks now. And so Onic are trying to see if they can dish it out through macro. It's going to get balanced out up top. Lord JM sees the members, but they actually already committed the diversion to get back into the spot. No clear gold advantage. This game is honestly way too close. It's just a matter of who gets to execute a little bit better. And so far, because of the little things that James Banks, X-Nova, and what even Shizo has been doing in the team fights, it's been AP Bren who's been winning these crucial trades that Onic Philippines, I think they're surprised by the fact that AP Bren are trading so well around the team fights and have been trading well through macro.
I think it comes down to the fact that AP Bren drafted a better fighting lineup. Again, it was a very specific kind of fighting, how it would flourish in a match against Onic and how way they drafted, but the fact is, AP Bren have done this thousands of times possibly in scrims, so the fact that they found the needle's eye and threaded that through to get into this dominant position means the Super Fam have to all the more be careful. Oh, but they do set up a great push down bottom, almost even took down that inhibitor.
I think that is them already being a bit more conservative though. Playing more around the macro than trying to take AP Bren head on in terms of the team fights, because we've been putting so much emphasis to the team fight capabilities of AP Bren, but that's not even with Shizo making his presence felt as much yet.
So that means the best is yet to come for AP Bren.
The Bruno hasn't really popped off, but at this point, Shizo has items, so Onic also need to check the Bruno. You check the Bruno, you check the Joy.
Oh, conceal by Nova.
And don't let X-Nova taunt you.
Okay.
Could have he almost got it raw.
Yeah.
Wait, now he gets taunted. King Kong gets taunted, but he has enough damage.
Nova?
Forces the AoE out defensively, and Aqua's already down very, very low. Onic regained control of the Lord.
Okay, X-Nova played with fire, and he got burned, and now they're sending back two of their mid lane duo. And this is, they're fighting back.
You have to force it.
They can actually fight back. There's no final slash, but the damage coming in from cover and the massive execution to secure the Lord. Onic win that fight for now, but will AP Bren be able to fight back? Shizo's still going on with the free hits, but it's a disengage by AP Bren.
Oh, heartbreaking rookie mistakes. X-Nova. He showed himself too early, took all that damage. Aqua decided to help cover, but then King Kong, who was in the shrub that was unchecked because X-Nova was going to the purple buff, that is anticlimactic and heartbreaking to see from the side of AP Bren. But then you see the veterancy for Onic, smelling blood in the water right away, responding to it perfectly. The moment they brought down the Gatakacha and the Kagura low, they said, you know what, let's fight for this Lord. Even though AP Bren also looked at Kirk's missed final slash. Another kill, by the way, for Onic Philippines. They found Lord JM in the middle. AP Bren need to get their marbles back together here because they are falling apart.
I'll tell you now, Renmar, that first check by Nova after the conceal, already something was amiss. King Kong forced to use his whole kit to get away. And now in mid, there's the glorious pathway dropped in. Finally, Onic are in the base, up 4K. there has to be some way AP Bren finds separation between these waves and the rest of the super fam, because I think Onic see an end angle. AOG!
Two-man final slash set, and Shizu's the first to fall. Now they lose their damage, and it's gonna be a sweep.